won fights in the UFC, and I just love all this. Yeah.
Oh, it's funny, Sam. I was going to ask you, we think of you as this upbeat, happy, smiling guy, of course, but it's been a frustrating run for you. I was going to ask if it's been tough to keep smiling, but clearly not.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, well, I don't smile because I fight. I smile because my wife's real hot and takes care of everything for me. Yeah, it's been a rough streak for me, and I'm ready to bounce back, very solid. I thought I bounced back last time, and I thought I bounced back the time before that. But this time I mean it. This time I'm bouncing back. I'm going to keep my job in the UFC for years to come.
Does it feel like you're fighting for your job right now?
Absolutely, it does. No, the UFC they won't keep me if I lose, if I draw, or if I don't know, if I get poked in the eye again, they'll probably cut me. As rightfully they should. I haven't won, and I am a winner, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to prove it again this weekend.
That's awesome. Obviously a loss is always going to be frustrating, but the last one seemed to really bother you. Was it the result, or was it just the effort? What was it that frustrated you so much?
It was about the most perfect a fight as I could have fought. I got caught once in the third, and I was fine, got back up. I still outstruck. I don't need to go over how the fight went, but man, I couldn't believe, I stood in that cage and I could not believe how anyone saw it that way. And then I've watched it a dozen times since then, and it was a hell of a fight. It was a very admirable fight. It was great. But how anyone saw it a draw is beyond me.
Yeah. So the lessons you take out of that after the last two especially, is it just the old cliche, right? Don't let it go to the judges? Is that all you can take out of it?
Yeah, and now since my last one particularly, but maybe my last two, I've been on a bit of on every interview I'm saying we need to reform judging. I don't exactly know how to do it. Joe Rogan had a great idea, and that's have more judges. Why only 3? Why not have 9 or 11 or 13? And I can't think of a reason. So every chance I can, I'm trying to preach that, because if there are judges that are going to do poorly, let's try to ignore them and with decent judges.
Would you ever judge after your career's over? Would you want to be a part of that?
I like coaching too much, so I would love to judge, but the problem is I wouldn't be allowed to because I'd be coaching every other guy on the card. I like coaching too much to judge. I have all the respect. I have all the respect in the world for the judges.
I don't believe you.
They've got a tough job. I'm sitting on my couch at home. There have been a couple fights where I thought, ooh, I don't know who won that round. And so I'd hate to be put on the spot like a judge is, but I think I'd get it right more often than they do.
Nice. Well, let's talk about this matchup. Obviously a big one for you. What did you think when they gave you the name? Kind of a newer name to the organization, but a dangerous guy as well. So what did you think about it?
Yeah, well, at first I was supposed to fight Zach Cummings, and he had a medical something happen, and so it was, not that last minute. About 4 weeks ago, I got Julian Marquez, and I looked him up, and dude's a stud. I've really enjoyed watching his fights. So every fight I have, I watch my opponent's fights over and over and over and over again. I like doing it. And it was really enjoyable to watch his fights because they were all really enjoyable. And there were things to take away from each of them. He kind of lost all of them until he'd win. His debut, he lost round 1 it was a good round, but he lost it. And then he won pretty dominantly in round 2. His last fight, he got beat up for 14 minutes and then dug down deep and choked him out. He has probably got as much or more heart than anyone I've ever fought. He's got a skill set behind him too, but I don't think it's quite at my level.
Is that something you have to remember, though, in this fight? Is it like, hey, even if I'm beating this guy, pillar to post, he's got that in him, so I have to be careful until the very end?
I don't have to worry about that because he's got heart and I've got more. I've got more heart. I could be tired, I could be bleeding, I could be swollen, I could be anything, and I'm not stopping. He could take my neck and he can have my neck. I don't need it. I'll use another one.
Nice. Last thing for me, I'm curious. I don't know if you heard his comments yet. He was here earlier today, and he said, Sam Alvey's evil. I'm like, nobody calls Sam Alvey evil. He's like, man, that guy, he's like, I see through it, man. He's smiling. He wants you to be all buddy-buddy with him, but it's all a ploy. It's all a tactic. What do you think when you hear that?
I didn't hear him say that. I'll have to Google it. Mike Perry said the same thing years ago. He went after me on Twitter, Mike Perry did. And then we had a fight together in Florida against, I was fighting Pracknell, I believe. And at the end he said, I was wrong. He said, yeah, I'm kind of sorry for it, but no, you seem like a good dude, Sam. I said, well, thank you. So, you know what? He can think what he wants. For 15 minutes, I'm going to be evil. I'm going to try and shorten his life for 15 minutes. But before and after that, he's a great dude, and I will respect the hell out of him.
Have you seen much of his out of the cage shtick with Miley Cyrus and stuff like that, or is this all news to you?
Yeah, no, I saw that. He did my girl T Swift dirty. He didn't even mention her. And so, yeah, I guess it's if Miley's in his corner, Taylor Swift's in mine.
Well, it's funny you say that because he was there earlier, and he says he believes you'll come out to T Swift representing her, and he says no, I've got history with Taylor as well, so it could be a battle of the bands kinds of thing. Have you spoken to anyone at the UFC about the judge's decision that you were so unhappy with?
No, because at the end of the day, they don't care. I mean, no, as they shouldn't. It happened already. It's done. I will in the future. I will be, putting whatever influence I have out there, trying to reform what judging is and how it's done and who does it and all that. And as I'm getting ready to step forwards more with that role, I'm just learning everything I can about what it takes to be a judge and everything like that.
The only reason I ask is because you said you feel like you're fighting for your job with this one. But if they feel the same as you, that fight was scored so incorrectly, then maybe you're actually not on the edge as you seem to be anticipating.
This is my 5th fight now where I haven't won. I do believe they felt that I won the fight last time, and that's why I think I wasn't cut yet. I don't think they'll give me that courtesy twice, and they probably shouldn't. If I can't dominantly win a fight like I know I can, I probably don't belong fighting in the Premier League of the world in MMA.
Well, best of luck on Saturday night, man.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you for your time. We got a Dana White Contender Series guy coming in hot, tough alum, back against the wall. How much more Sam Alvey can this Sam Alvey fight get?
Oh, you just wait. I am so pumped up for this fight. I mean, I'm always excited to fight, but this one is something else. I've got nothing to lose. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do absolutely everything. I'm going to do stuff you haven't seen Sam Alvey do before. You know that whole keeping my back foot on the cage? It's probably going to happen again because it's a habit I can't get rid of. But I'm going to fire so hard off there. My wrestling has never been better. I'm feeling great. I'm going to be bigger than he is. Going back down to middleweight, I'm going to be the bigger opponent again. I'm really excited to see how my light heavyweight body does at middleweight.
Excellent. And you touched on tape. A lot of guys shy away from that. They say they don't study tape. You openly admitted it. What's the benefits of studying your opponent? Can you study too much?
I like fighting. I like watching fighting. I like being parts of fights. So I watch fights. Might as well watch the guy I'm going to fight. Try and pick up. The fun thing is it's not so much what he does one fight to the next fight. It's what he does 8 fights ago to the fight now. And it's picking up on the habit that has been there for 8 fights. Like I said, my back heel is going to be on the cage. It's just the way I fight. It has been there 8 fights ago. It was probably there 50 fights ago. Man, I got a lot of fights. It's something that I'm sure if he's ever watched me fight, he's seen my back heel stays on that cage. There are things I've picked up, I believe I've picked up from him. And it's nice. This is his 4th fight in the UFC, but he's fought in some other organizations as well. So there was footage to be watched on him. And he's got some habits that he did in his last fight that he did, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights ago.
Excellent. And that is a future coach talking right there because Freddie Roach said when he trains people, he doesn't look for mistakes. He looks for habits.
I like it.
All right, man. Best of luck Saturday.
Hey, thank you so much.